Hey, I'm Jess. I design things, and I sacrifice my body for this. This is actual footage of me this week. So I did Kugadi, and they're a security firm that has a software to manage security guards down to the task level. So their business, their customer is a security guard firm, and that firm has guards that they send to other places that they need to keep track of. So I'm going to talk about this stuff today. This is my design process. First, I started with Lean Survey Canvas because I was lost, so I needed to figure out what I needed to know and from who I needed to know the things. And so I asked Kugadi customers about the competitors first, and they said they were really difficult to understand, and Kugadi is much easier to look at and control. With that said, 97% of customers were unable to complete onboarding without help. That's still easier than their competitors. And an onboarding phone call, so the helpful onboarding phone call, took 25 to 32 minutes, which is just too long. During onboarding, customers had the most trouble with daily activity reports, DARs, and RFID tasks, which are the tasks that the guards have to do. So I wanted to work on one of those. I again learned who's the customer. It's a security company that contracts out their guards. And who is the person who's onboarding, which is a district manager who trains the guards and manages the assignment. So this is who's using the software. So I started with watching this onboarding tutorial on YouTube, and I made other people watch it too. They weren't happy. And I created this onboarding flowchart. So this is onboarding currently, the whole process. And from there, and watching other people watch the video, I determined my pains and gains. There's unclear navigation, undefined terminology, and decision paralysis because there are too many options. So we want to fix those things. So I used my information from all of my surveys and my pains and gains to make this guy, onboarding Oscar. So he's a representation of my user tribe. And he is a district manager. He trains guards and manages assignments. He has 40 years of experience in the security industry, and he wants to set up clients quickly and easily, and he wants to manage employee tasks and productivity. So this is his journey map. He's like a really hardworking guy, and he likes to do things himself. So we see that he logs in, he doesn't know where to go, he's not sure of setup options, he doesn't know the terminology, and he's very upset. And customer service helps him, but he doesn't have the confidence to continue to use the software because he couldn't do it himself. So I took all of this and developed my how might we's. We want to direct users in a logical setup flow, provide explanation for terminology and features, organize frequently used options, and easily select multiple email recipients, which we'll see later. And we might provide setup, provide default settings, provide tips and definitions, and allow importing of CSV files. So this is my MVP, which basically reiterates the features that I want to implement and also introduces my success metrics, which I'll talk about at the end. So I tried some things. I didn't like these. This is kind of my path to get to my actual lo-fi that I tested. And here's the lo-fi. So I added these little tooltips in blue because people didn't understand the terminology still, even with a little bit of a refresher. And I added one for this page as well. And then this was feedback I got on my email feature. This is straight up overwhelming. That's pretty bad. I tried to make this clearer in lo-fi. I rearranged the location of things. So this is my mid-fi. It got overall it went pretty well. But people were spending too long on this page. My mom stared at it for a while, and I was like, Mom, you're supposed to tell me what you're thinking. And she was like, I'm processing. So we don't want that. And this is the second page. So this is the design system that we all kind of set up and collaborated on for the business. And these are my atoms. I used Atomic Design to create this project. So just to reiterate, this is what the product looks like now. When you drop down, more options appear, and it's terrifying because you don't know when you're going to be done. So we want a clear path and a logical flow. We want explanations for terminology and features. It tells you a bunch of stuff, but you don't know what they are. You've never used this before. You're setting things up for the first time. We want an easier way to put in emails. Right now you have to type them in with comma-separated values and a space in between, or it will tell you no. And then you have to copy and paste that into the different report fills to send them to everybody. So to reiterate, my MVP, navigation and progress bar, default report settings, tips and definitions, and easy email selection. So I made my thing. Okay, so this is where you set up your reports. We have like clear, we know where we are up here with the progress bar. And we can select these options here and see things reflect in the report. So are you ready? Look at that. It's no longer in color. It is now in black and white. So presumably, we'll be able to use all of those. So then, see, I divided this into 2 pages, and it used to be 1, and it's a lot quicker. So here you can input the report recipients and import a CSV. Continue. This is where you set up an occurrence report, so if somebody's suspicious, like this guy here, you want to report him and you want to send it to your manager. So if you put his email in there, it will alert him immediately because that is an urgent matter. And then here I set up all the email recipients so you can use the emails you entered the first time, and you can check the other things that they want to receive, so it's faster and easier. And that's that. Where's my tab? Okay, that's not it. So, success and failure metrics. Fewer onboarding support calls, higher onboarding task completion, and lower onboarding task times. Those are pretty straightforward, but that's what I would like to see. Next steps, further user testing. I didn't get to test my hi-fis. Micro interactions would be helpful, and finish the onboarding flow. So all that big paper that I showed you, that was such a tiny part of the onboarding process. So key learnings, information architecture is important. Just changing my words got me better results. Changing the order I did things got me better results. Technical constraints. I appreciate not having the vast ocean of possibilities and actually doing things for a real company, so that's a good sign. And products are very, very big. Like I said, the user flow, that big paper, this was like less than a square on the user flow. Thank you.